we'll have the kids rappel at a waterfall.
Oh, wow.
And, and I do have a fear of heights myself. So for the kids that are brave enough to do it, it's a really incredible experience for them that will tell them, when you're hanging there and whatever you feel like is a challenge for you, whatever you want to celebrate, whatever you just want to let go, when they're halfway down that rappelling, we'll ask them, like, feel free to just yell whatever it is that's weighing on you. Just like release whatever it is that is either too heavy or whatever it is you want to celebrate about this experience. And it's just like truly empowering. Like, the kids will get down and they'll look like a completely new person. It's like such an incredible experience for them, and they are so empowered.
Wherever you go in the Catskills, you could look down and imagine glaciers below you.
I think the weather challenges on this incident were particularly difficult.
Whereas Panson Mountain is totally opposite. It's a mountain on top of a crater.
It is really the development of New York State. The Catskills are responsible.
Yeah!
Welcome to Inside the Line, the Catskills. Welcome, everybody, to episode 29 of Inside the Line, the Catskills. I have a special guest tonight. I've been waiting to do this for a little bit, I believe. We talked to each other a little while ago. I am here with Heather from Team Wilderness. Say hello, Heather.
Hey everyone.
So, how you been?
I'm good. I'm super excited to be chatting with you tonight.
So am I. I remember a while back when I was on the 3500 club board, we donated to you guys. I'm pretty sure Lord's Sonera suggested that we donate to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool. That's when I first started learning about your organization, and I was like, oh my God, these guys are so cool. It was way before the podcast, so I didn't have any like thing going on. So I was like, I kind of stalked you guys for a couple weeks.
I love to hear it.
Yeah. So I want to thank our monthly subscribers, Katrina Whining, Darren White, John Comiskey, Vicky Ferrara, and Jim C. Thank you very much. And hopefully Jim is getting out to the Otsego trails that I showed him. So that would be really cool. Are you drinking anything, Heather?
I just have some good old water here. I was hoping to get out to pick up some Hudson North cider to give them a shout out. But I'll sneak that in there anyway. I'm not drinking that tonight, but shout out to those folks and all they do for the outdoor community.
That's Hudson North Cider.
Yeah, they're awesome. They donate to the trail conference in Scenic Hudson with their proceeds.
Excellent. I'll put them in the show notes so people can get some of their stuff. So thank you, Hudson North Cider, for what you do. Appreciate it. I'm having a rum and Rev Spirits, local spirit making company up here near me in Stanford. I did an interview with them earlier, and their stuff is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm having a Coke and rum Rev Spirits.
Awesome.
Yes, it's delicious. So have you, Heather, you've been on any previous hikes lately or anything out in nature?
It's been a little while since I've hiked, other than the great work I got to do with Team Wilderness. I'd say the last significant hike I completed was the Cranberry Lake 50.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that was my first solo backpacking trip. Me and my pup, and it was great. I love that hike so much.
Wow. That's an awesome accomplishment. Was it busy?
No, I went I think I finished October 1st, and it really wasn't very busy at all. I expected to see more people, but it rained a lot. So that could have been why I was mainly the only one out there.
That must have been not so fun. I've
It
already heard.
was it was still a great time. I don't think my dog is not a huge fan of like the rain and water, so he was kind of trudging through, but I was having a great time.
I've already heard like that place is notorious for its like wet spots and it's muddy and stuff like that. So when it's raining, it's got to be 10 times worse.
Yeah, it's a lot of ponds and I think that they have a lot of heavy beaver activity there too. And at least from like the Facebook group, when I was preparing, people were telling me to have trash bags taped over my feet. And I didn't listen to that. And I kind of, if I did it again, I would definitely do that. But I was stopping like every hour to just pour out all the water from my boots and wring out my socks.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Did you at least have how long did it take you?
I think it took me a little less than 3 days.
Nice.
Um, yeah, and it rained a lot of that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 days is tough to have like a great opportunity for very good weather. So especially
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, I was just thankful to be out there. I didn't care what weather I got.
Good, good. I think a couple of my friends have done that too. So uh that's really awesome. I gotta get back up to the Adirondacks. I haven't been up there in a while.
Yeah, I recommend it. Everyone loves the High Peaks region, but there's so much more to explore in the Adirondacks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My friend actually the what I was just doing right before I came on with you was with an organization called Climb Heal Overcome. You ever heard of them?
No, I haven't. I have to look them up.
Definitely. They are organization who helps people who have been abused, assaulted, and want to get out in the wilderness and get out in the nature. And they're sort of guides. I believe they're all licensed now, and they help people who would like to get that big rock off their back and maybe explore a new adventure to help them out.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So
Love
we
to
had
see people doing that work.
we had a meeting. We just had a little meeting with them, a little chat, like a meet and greet. And I know Baki, and she was talking about how she went up to Peak Mountain up there, and I looked it up, and it looks wicked. It's just open rock face, nothing like the Catskills.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is going to be airing. I'm always ahead of schedule. I'm going to be going to Zion in like 2 weeks. So yeah.
I'll be there next week.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
When are you staying till?
I'll be there until the 15th. I fly out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because we're arriving. I think it's the 21st.
Oh man. So we almost would have been there at the exact same time.
Yeah. Would you have anything planned?
So I was gonna go to Zion, Bryce, and Arches.
Nice.
But for Arches, I actually just learned that they're doing an entry permit or an entry day pass.
Really?
Entry pilot program, which started April 3rd. So all their passes for when I'm looking to go sold out back like in January or something. So now I have to try for the daily lottery
No.
to get into Arches, which I mean, I totally understand and respect the permit system. Because it's just trying to protect the user experience and the land itself.
Correct.
So I have a backup of visiting Death Valley again if I don't make it into Arches.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. I mean, we're gonna strictly stay in Zion because I have so much planned. Like, I'm a crazy like map junkie. So I will like zoom in on a map and I will like just go in and be like, okay, how can I access this point? Like, how can I bushwhack to here?
That's
So
awesome.
there's so many places that I want to go see, and we have like I think we're staying a week in Zion, and then we're going back to Vegas for one day. So that's where we're flying in is to Vegas, then going to Zion. We're gonna.
That's
go.
awesome.
Yeah.
I wish you happy and healthy adventures out there.
You too. Hopefully you can get that lottery pass out there. That's gonna be pretty wicked.
Yeah.
We're gonna go if you're going back where are you flying in from?
Vegas, in and out of Vegas.
So are you gonna go see the Valley of Fire?
I think so. It's like one of those things that's kind of I went out there and saw the Valley of Fire
Oh,
in like 2013, I think I was out there last. I definitely want to explore it again. It's definitely one of those optional parks on our itinerary, so I'm not sure if we'll definitely hit it or not.
nice. That's awesome. That's great. I can't wait for the boat. Hopefully, we'll both have great weather out there.
Yeah, yeah, it's looking warm, looking like good weather so far, but that can always change.
Yeah, complete opposite of here. So yeah, this is going to be airing in a couple weeks. So at that time, I don't know if there's going to be ice in the Catskills, but if you think there's ice in the Catskills or anywhere in New York State, just bring your microspikes or control crampons for safety. It's what 2.3 pounds, 2.3 pounds is carrying your pack. I don't care if you're ultra lightweight. You're not going to be lightweight when somebody's carrying you out on a litter. Trust me. Um, so yeah, let's get into some Catskill Mountain history. Are you up for that?
I am so excited. I can't even tell you.
That sounds like sarcasm. I'm just kidding.
It's not. I'm
Okay.
being genuine. I love some good Catskills facts and history. Anything I can share with people when I'm hiking. So bring it on.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do some Catskill Mountain history. So if you've ever like been to a viewpoint in the Catskills, you've always noticed that most of the times the mountains are blue. It's really cool. It has nothing to do with, I forgot what somebody said. It has nothing to do with the blueness. It's just the vast openness and the color of when the sky's rays hit the leaves and the air. It creates a blue openness. So I found this part in a book by Bob Studing called Heart of the Catskills. It's called The Blue Mountains. It explains a little bit why people thought, and before it was named the Blue Mountains. So until late into the 19th century, the Southern Catskills remained something of a mystery. For the most part, they either were misnamed or unknown. Although the area had been sparsely settled by the time of the American Revolution, and although during the first half of the 19th century, the general depredation of the great forest, which covered this land like a vast green tapestry, had begun in this massive study. The geography of New York State geographer J.H. Mather was to refer to the Southern Catskills in 1847 as simply the Blue Mountains. Even as late as 1853 to 1854, when the noted Hudson River School artist Asher B. Durland sketched and painted in the townships of Olive, Denning, and Shandaken, he too incorrectly referred to this place as the Shandaken Mountains. Not until Professor Arnold Henry Guyot of Princeton University surveyed and mapped the Catskills in the 1860s and 1870s, dividing them into northern and southern sections, providing that the lands the southwest of the Esopus Creek were in fact part of the Catskill Range, did interest shift in the northern Catskills, the region of the Catskill Mountain House, to these rugged and seemingly inhospitable mountains to the south. It was naturalist John Burroughs, however, aided by extensive promotion initiated by the Ulster and Delaware Railroad, which began to serve this area in the early 1870s and opened the Grand Hotel above Pine Hill in 1881, who was to fix the public mind this local of wildlands, which stretch away from today's Ashokan Reservoir to the headwaters of the Beaver Kill. After noting in 1869 in his Etche Burst Browsings that he had seen the section of the Catskill Range on some maps of the state with obvious local impropriety called Pine Mountains, Burroughs was to correct this error by publishing the record of his 1885 ascent of Slide Mountain in the Century magazine of August 1888. This essay, one of the most popular and enduring, was called significantly The Heart of the Catskills. Yet before the 1780s, few people wished to live in the Catskill Mountains at all, and certainly not in the southern Catskills. The Dutch, who had settled in the Hudson River Valley during the mid-17th century, looked to the west and its forbidding mountains with fear and antipathy in their hearts, as we were told. To these lowland farmers who were firmly planted in the rich alluvial soil along the river, the rocky and heavily forested mountains fastness of the Catskills hardly seemed to be desirable terrain. Crazy stuff.
That's amazing. And you think of it today, like everyone wants to be there now. Like,
Correct.
You know, it's to me that's desirable terrain. Obviously not if from a farmer's perspective, but from an explorer adventurer perspective, that's exactly where we want to be.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody is moving up there. It's crazy the change that's been going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty neat stuff. I could see why they didn't want to go to the Southern Catskills with, Wittenberg and Slide and peeking out like crazy stuff. But
Yeah. Yeah. And what's the legend or like the lore about the devil's path and people actually believing that the devil himself
yeah,
lived there? And one of my volunteer supervisors for the lean-to that I maintained through the trail conference, he shared with me once this really neat fact that I always love to share with people, that there used to be witch doctors that resided in the notches along the devil's path, and that they would sell protective charms to people for when they traveled through those notches to protect them from the devil himself. I just think that that's so wild. And like I would buy into it too. I'd be like, heck yeah, like protect me from the devil. I'm not messing with that.
yeah. That's wicked. I never knew that.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying about people thinking it was the devil. I think that was the like in this little excerpt was the Dutch that thought it was the devil, and that's why. And the Indians, I don't think the Indians thought it was a devil. I think the Indians saw it as a sort of protection.
Yeah.
From the white man. But yeah, a little bit of a Catskill history from me and from Heather. That's awesome. I didn't know. I'll have to look into those witch doctors now. See if they got any stories about that. So, all right, let's welcome my guest of the night, Heather from Team Wilderness. Welcome, Heather.
Hi, it's so great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey, anytime. What you guys do is amazing, and we'll get into that. We'll get into what you guys do. And how about a little intro about yourself, Heather? Anything you want to say? Go ahead. Patches, whatever.
Yeah. So hi, my name is Heather Darley. I'm the director of programs for Team Wilderness. I started back in January, so I'm both incredibly excited and honored to be a part of the team and to be working for such a powerful mission. Previous to that, I worked for 6 years with the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference in various roles. I like to just describe myself as a nature nerd. I love learning fun facts and pieces of nature and ecology to share with people. And I used to think it was kind of a nerdy negative thing to always have a fun fact to share with friends when I was hiking, but I've come to learn that that's actually like a career and a positive thing that I can bring. So that's what I bring to the table at Team Wilderness. Doing our programming is just creating a really empowering and enriched outdoor experience for urban youth.
Wicked. I like it. I love it. Yeah. Anybody that has like a love for the forest and can find facts about the forest and, like you said, ecology and the terrain and the peaks and stuff like that is always going to get interest from people, because like oh look at that over there, that was happened in this thing, or that happened during this kind of time. It's really fascinating to hear that. I've hiked with a bunch of people who've lived here their whole lives, and just hearing be like, oh yeah, well this is where John Burroughs camped and wrote 30 pages of his essay right here. He's just slept right here. I'm just like, no way. And it's like, why are we standing here? Move.
This is sacred ground.
Exactly. and some of I remember my friend telling me where one of the lean-tos what is it called, up on Wittenberg Mountain. That it was sacred ground for the Indians to worship certain gods or goddesses or something like that. It was really wicked. So anybody who brings that to the table is super awesome and cool to me, not nerdy. Cool. So what do you have any like patches or something like that, like accomplishments?
No,
Cranberry 50.
I Cranberry 50. I filled out like the register, but I never got the patch. Um, but I'm not so much a patch chaser as just like being there for the experience and just being present. I came to hiking just not being a super competitive person and finding an experience for me that challenges myself physically. But like I'm not the kind of person that's like, looking to check off peaks on a list. And I have full respect for people who have these patches. I'm just here for a good time. I just love being outside. And maybe one day, I'll check all of those peaks and I'll get that patch, but I'm just having a good time until then.
That's awesome. And it sounds like when we were talking about Utah, you've been all over the place. Is that true?
Yeah. I've taken a cross country road trip out west. I've been to Oregon and California. I volunteered on a farm in Montana.
Wow.
I've just kind of been bopping around all over. Just looking to learn new things.
Just having a good time.
Just having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm here for
I
a
mean,
good time.
I have my 3,500 patch, but that's what started me getting in the Catskills and getting into hiking. But when I got the patch, I was just like, you know what? I just like hiking now. Or I'm like, I don't need a patch, and I don't really care. I just hike,
Yeah.
and that's what it's about. I respect that. I respect you, and I respect people who get the patch as well, who are hungry patch hunters and stuff. A lot of
Yeah,
my
it's
friends
all
are like that.
beautiful. Yeah, there was a point where I was like, all right, I'm gonna really get into checking off the 35er peaks. And I wanted to do it in my um, trail conference fashion, where I was like, with every mountain that I hike, I also wanted to do a volunteer project
Nice.
to also give back. But that takes a lot of energy. And I was just like, I just got caught up in volunteering instead.
Exactly. It takes a lot of energy and time.
Yeah, yeah.
Time is really, it really stinks that you have only a short amount of time, especially if you have a full-time job.
Hmm.
It stinks, but
Yeah, it's definitely a valuable resource.
yeah, good for you. Awesome. So let's get into your organization. Can you tell me what Team Wilderness is?
Absolutely. So, Team Wilderness is a Jersey City based nonprofit that serves urban youth throughout Hudson County. Our mission is to grow teamwork, leadership, and character within our urban youth through wilderness excursions. And these excursions include anything from hiking, camping. We took a group rappelling this past
Nice.
Saturday. We take them backpacking and camping, and we even have a program that teaches them nature photography, and they
Nice.
take courses with a professional photographer. So it's really just about finding that connection with nature in a very empowering way.
Excellent. Yeah, it sounds like you guys are doing that. And do you guys go like kayaking and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, so we have a summer program called Wilderness on the Water, and it's a 5-day program. We partner with Resilience Paddle Sports down in Hoboken, and we get them out on the Hudson River. They learn about the local ecology. It's a STEM infused adventure where they get to kayak and paddleboard. And it's, for a lot of these kids, it's a completely new experience for them. And and they're just so amped about it to get out in the water.
Yeah, definitely eye-opening. Some of them don't realize that mucky, bad rivers aren't the only thing around them.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have lakes, we have clean creeks, we have ponds, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And on that Wilderness on the Water program too, they get to do water testing, and they get to learn about the impacts of climate change. And it's meant to be, a positive experience where it's like they can do something about this, and they can take action, and improve, our local ecosystems.
Awesome. Wow. A lot more than I thought. Than you guys do. You guys just keep adding on. So cool.
Yeah.
So how did Team Wilderness come about?
So our executive director and founder is Steve Cunningham, who is at a concert tonight, rocking out.
Who's he going to see?
I meant to ask. I kind of want to text him right now and ask. But his birthday was this past Sunday, and he got these tickets from his wife. So he's out and enjoying himself right now. But Steve is absolutely awesome. His background, he taught high school history in Jersey City Public Schools for 15 years. Wow. And he's an avid outdoors person. He loves hiking, and from that love, he founded an after-school outdoors club at the school he was teaching at, because he believed that these urban kids should have an opportunity to discover the outdoors and to have that same love of getting out and adventuring. And from that experience, he realized that there was just there's a huge need for bringing this type of experience to urban youth, both for, finding that connection with nature, to creating more outdoor stewards, and both having that and the character building piece. A lot of these kids, they find themselves outdoors. I think anyone who hikes knows the emotional and mental value of getting out from nature and turning off the screens and disconnecting from everything. And for these urban youth, one, just being a youth is hard, and being in a setting in a city in Jersey City, just not having that opportunity to get out and explore nature, to just have an outdoor experience at all, it's so important for them to have this. So that's where this all came from, is from Steve's love of the outdoors and wanting to bring that to his students. And it's grown now into this amazing nonprofit that serves so many youth.
So cool. Awesome. Now he saw this after, like, an after school program. When did it, what year did he actually start this? Did you guys become a 501c3 in a big organization?
Yeah. So I don't know exactly when Steve started his after school program, but we became a nonprofit in 2016. So that's when it became an official org. And, back to this day of, in 2022, we served almost 350 youth. Nice. With 70 days outdoors and almost 4,000 hours of outdoor time. And it's just grown so much from being an after school program that was, just Steve. And now we have this full staff. Even in 4 months I've been on board, I see our organization just growing so much, that there's such a need for getting kids outside and out of the city and off of their screens and disconnecting from technology, that, we have a really exciting adventure in front of us.
Nice. That's amazing. So cool. So cool. And that's so great of what you guys do. I'm excited to hear more. So is this just kids? Is there an age limit?
So we mainly serve youth ages 11 to 18. Currently, right now in 2022, we have two after school programs that we're running. One is Wilderness Club, which is at a middle school out in Greenville in Jersey City. We run that program 2 days a week, and the kids get after school tutoring with high school students from an elite charter school here in Jersey City. They get that homework help that they need to keep them focused on their studies. And once a month, we bring them out on a hike.
Nice.
And we also have photography club that meets every week on Wednesday. I was just there right before our call today. And our photography club gets lessons with a professional photographer. They get to work with professional Canon cameras.
Nice.
And I love all of our programs so much, but it's definitely so inspiring to see the photography club kids. We have a quarterly gallery that we do with our photography club kids where they get to print their photos on canvas, and we'll have a gallery where the public can come in and buy their work.
Oh, nice.
And all of the proceeds, all of the work sold, like every single dollar of what someone buys that canvas for goes back to the youth artist that created it. So it's really just like this empowering validation that, one, they created something beautiful and amazing, and two, that people support them and they want to buy their work. And with both of these clubs, like, it's just something absolutely incredible to experience what it's like for someone to go on their first hike. Like, it feels like it feels like falling in love all over again, like seeing someone fall in love with getting outside. And the photography club kids, the things that they focus in on to take photos, it's just like, me being there, I might have not noticed that, like, the way that the sun was hitting this certain leaf, and they just like, they hone in on these beautiful details and they captured these just jaw-dropping moments. Like, I'll send you the photos we had from our most recent gallery, but they're just like, some of these photos you'd think would be like in any gallery in New York City.
Wow.
And they should be.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Getting the one good thing, I when I first started hiking the Catskills, when hitting those views is really what gets them hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And I did Balsam Mountain first, and I was totally new. I was wearing khakis. My bag was got to be at least 50-60 pounds because I was over prepared. I didn't want to die.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to the top and I hit that view. And the funny thing is I had a recording, I had a GoPro.
Yeah.
And I recorded my when I walked around the corner, and the words that were coming out of my mouth were horrible. It was like, holy shit. Oh my God. I was breathtaking. But taking like kids, I'm on a hike and they're like dreading it, or it's too hot or something like that. But once you hit that viewpoint, they're just like, wow. And they're like, yeah, that's what I told you, it's worth it. So yeah, getting that and the photography, I wouldn't say I was an amateur photographer. So I specialized in nighttime photography, astrophotography.
Oh, wow.
Landscape photography. So I went out middle of the night, 12 o'clock, and to do that stuff. So I understand when, somebody has an eye for the camera, has an eye for the object and stuff like that. Like, they're, like you said, honing in on a leaf, or they might be honing in on a beautiful bird sitting in the tree. And you're just like, how did you see that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just did.
Yeah. You can definitely feel their inspiration through both like me being there firsthand and watching them take the photos, and then their prints. Like you can just feel the magic in them, that they just saw something incredible in that moment and they were able to capture it so beautifully.
That's great. Excellent. They gets them hooked, man, those cameras. And then they know that your cell phones are not the only ones that take pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. So I kind of been stalking your website for the past week, and so you guys have a very diverse board. I mean, accomplishments left and right. Like not to like discriminate, but different races left and right, like ages left and right. So can you tell me like some of your board members and some of their accomplishments maybe and stuff like that?
Yeah, we are so lucky to have such a diverse board. And, I think it just goes, it's definitely something special when your board reflects your mission and the population that you're looking to serve. The experience that our board has, they're just able to provide such great guidance and resources for our organization of where we look to get grants or where we look to expand our programs. And we have Joel is our board president as of this year. And he's amazing. He's here from Jersey City. He's born in Puerto Rico. He just has such a great background for serving the community as, the manager of the alcohol and drug abuse prevention team. And he's able to provide insight for us of things that we might not think of when planning events for our programs. And he's able to offer just such a deep insight of the community. And yeah, our board is just, they just know so many people in Jersey City and they understand the community so well. And they just really empower us to serve our community in such a powerful way.
I can edit that out.
Thank you.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, I'm good.
Good. That's okay. That's okay. I think I could edit out that background, but that's okay.
Yeah, just talking about our board and then the yo in the background is.
I mean, I have the dogs barking all the time. So how did these board members like get recruited? Did they volunteer? They just like pop up and you're just gotta have like a good background, of course.
That's a great question, and actually something I don't have a background with the organization enough to fully answer. I know as far as, we have a bunch of different board members who work at City Race Challenge. LV has a really great connection with the Hoboken community. Juan, I actually knew through the trail conference. He works in Hoboken and he has a lot of great connections with the community because he's very active in politics in Hoboken and the area. And he's just a very active outdoors person in the community, both volunteering with the trail conference and also being a board member with Team Wilderness. But as far as, the rest of our board members, I'm still getting to learn and to know a lot of them. And they have, different backgrounds. April comes from a school district, and I just feel like we have just such a beautiful board that just makes up every thing that we're trying to serve, whether it's, serving the community in kind of like a social service kind of approach, or if it's through making connections in local government and in the community. So we're really lucky to have such an amazing board.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are all over the place, and that helps.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you guys just do stuff in Jersey right now, or is it like all over Jersey and New York and the metropolitan area?
So currently we're mainly working in Jersey City. We do serve youth in Hoboken and Union City and, throughout Hudson County. We're looking to expand our programs into Bayonne and eventually Newark.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so good. Awesome. That's so great. What is your most popular activity with the kids besides the photography?
Um, so the kids really, one, love the kayaking, and we do rappelling with our youth. We have a program called Summer Treks, which is an 8-day program over 2 weeks where we start the kids off with, for most of them, will be their first hike. And we slowly build up their skills and their confidence. In the last 2 to 3 days of those 8 days, they spend either backpacking or camping.
Nice.
And most of the time, they're actually doing that camping experience up in the Catskills. And we take them right before they go camping, they go on a rappelling adventure with alpine endeavors we use for doing our rappelling. And we'll have the kids rappel at a waterfall.
Oh, wow.
And, I do have a fear of heights myself. So for the kids that are brave enough to do it, it's a really incredible experience for them that will tell them, when you're hanging there and whatever you feel like is a challenge for you, whatever you want to celebrate, whatever you just want to let go, when they're halfway down that rappelling, we'll ask them, like, feel free to just yell whatever it is that's weighing on you. Just like release whatever it is that is either too heavy or whatever it is you want to celebrate about this experience. And it's just like truly empowering. Like the kids will get down and they'll look like a completely new person. It's like such an incredible experience for them, and they are so empowered from that rappelling day. One, that they were brave enough to try something so new and so
Crazy.
so out of their comfort zone. Yeah, and crazy, a little bit wild. And they have this opportunity to just, one, be a kid, and two, just like get whatever they need to out. So I think that's probably, if you ask the kids, you might get a little bit of a different response.
Mhm.
But, from my perspective, I think that's really just what's the most memorable for them.
Nice. Yeah. Rappelling's tough. I gotta admit. It's we had to do that stuff in search and rescue.
Mm.
We went over towards the escarpment and did a little spot in the escarpment, and the first couple steps, you do not trust anything. Like I'm sitting there, I'm just like, nope, I don't want to do this, I don't trust it. And the guy's just like, listen, he's like, we're professionals, just do it. And I'm just like, nope, I'm good. And then he kind of like give me a little jolt, and he's just like, yeah, he's like, just hang there. But being a kid and doing that, I mean, I guarantee like there's less worries in a kid than us, because of, I don't know how old you are, but if I fall and I hit something, it's going to take weeks for recovery.
If ever.
with a little kid, they're just going to recover and like, nope, I'm fine, and they're going to walk it off.
Yeah. And I think for them, it's a lot of the mental, the challenge of it, they're not concerned of themselves physically, but they do have a lot of challenges going on
Yeah.
Especially the last few years of a pandemic where, they've probably been on screens more time than ever. And And I don't know about you, but just everything feels like such a challenge all the
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
And to just have this one experience where you're like, you know what, I did something that I thought I couldn't do and I got through it and I came out the other side better than I was before. Like for them, it's empowering for them to come out the other side and say, if I got through that, then what can't I do?
Exactly.
I can do anything I put my mind to, essentially.
Exactly. It's taking that first step. And then once they're taking that first step, they walk on their own and they're just like, I can do this.
Yeah, yeah,
It's so great. It's so helpful. I love it. I can't.
yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, that's something too that I always like to enforce. Like we have at the end of our hikes, a little bit of reflection with the kids. And it's that moment of, what challenges are you facing? What challenges did you see today? And what parallels do you see there? And I always like to encourage the kids that it's not like everyone faces challenges and you should never be afraid to speak up and ask for help too, because it's one thing to say I could do anything, but also with Team Wilderness, we're looking to build that teamwork and that feeling of community. And I think that's something that, we miss out a lot of thinking of, just as individuals of building our own character, is that our character is also supported by our community and our team.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely debriefing the kids at the end and hearing like, oh, I thought this was awesome, we did this on this day and I can't wait to do it again. You're just like the big smile on your face. I gotta admit, I gotta get my nephew out a little bit more. I gotta get him to do this because he's a little scaredy cat, so maybe I could get him to do some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So with rappelling, where do you guys hike in the Catskills, the New Jersey, or have you taken them other places as well?
So this past weekend, we took them to the power lines in Harriman in, I want to say Hilburn, New York. And the Catskills, there was one trip where I know they took them to Catterskill Falls.
Nice.
Which I hear that and I'm like, oh my God, you did what? But I believe, for our trips in August, we'll probably be at Lattikill Falls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a great place. Just don't have them go further east. Because that after that's a very awesome, beautiful area. If you've ever explored the whole place, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's where they do a lot of ice climbing in the winter down below there. It's absolutely, it's so cool. But yeah. Are you planning on maybe going to like the Adirondacks sometimes, at least in the southern Adirondacks where it's vast openness?
Yeah. Yeah. That's, we try to stay to the Catskills mainly because it's more accessible for us driving wise from Jersey City. We are serving youth and that's a big drive. Like my preference in planning our programming is I rather have the kids outside more than they're in the car in our van. So my preference is always the Catskills or anything within that 2-hour drive of Jersey City, 3-hour drive from us.
Yeah.
I would love to take a group to the Adirondacks at some point, but that is like that's a bit longer to make that drive worth it. That would be a bit longer of a camping backpacking trip, but we definitely would love to work up to that.
Yeah. That's definitely like a 2-day, 3-day thing, of course, because like even from where I live, it's 3.5, 4 hours to get into the heart of the Adirondacks, and in the southern Adirondacks, yeah, it's a good 2.5 hours. That's a long drive, I gotta admit. So awesome. That'd be pretty cool. Have you guys like looked into like the Taconics up near Albany and stuff like that?
No, that's actually a region that I've been wanting to explore more. Um, and if you have any recommendations, I know of like um, so many great hikes and waterfalls in that
Yeah.
area, but if you have any recommendations, I would absolutely love to hear them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I will give you a list. Great part about those areas is that they're like bald, short, open peaks. Like not even peaks, they're little bumps in the middle of nowhere, and it
Mhm.
gives you amazing views of the Catskills and even over towards Albany. And some of them do have a quite a bit elevation gain, but it's a little short hike. So
Yeah,
definitely, yeah, that would be good. And they're not that far, a little bit farther away, but
yeah,
good. That's tough. Being in New Jersey, it's tough to travel to the mountains.
yeah. But those hikes really sound perfect for what we're looking to do.
Definitely awesome. Do you guys have any like your biggest specialty? Of course, is getting the kids out into nature and getting them to find that hook. Is there anything that you are extremely good at?
As an organization,
Yeah.
yeah, I think our mission is to grow teamwork, leadership, and character within our urban youth. And that's really our main focus. Our experiences take place outdoors because that's just, the most beautiful and transformative place to have that happen. But that's really what we strive to do is for our youth to walk away from a day and to have that feeling of that they can do anything. Um, and, you know, obviously we want them to have that lifelong love of nature and for them to be advocates and caretakers of our public lands. Um, but the goal of our mission is to just serve the youth um, and to help them emotionally and mentally out in nature. And I don't mean to say that stewarding that love of nature is secondary, but for many of our youth, we might only see them for one day hike ever. And
Wow.
we partner with schools or organizations to bring them out for just one day hike. And for our repeat kids and our kids that we see throughout our programs after school and that we get to connect with a lot. Obviously, we want to steward that love of nature. But it's the main goal of our mission um, to bring youth out into the wilderness to offer them this different means of exploring who they are. And, me coming from a volunteer nonprofit with the Trail Conference, it's also my goal to make sure that we're giving back and that we're stewarding
Yeah.
that love of nature just so, they are invested in these public lands, especially, as we come into a world of not knowing where climate change is going to take us and thinking of that next generation sort of thinking. But yeah, get back to your main question, our specialty is to grow teamwork, leadership, and character within urban youth in that outdoor wilderness setting.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds perfect. What a great organization. So you guys got any events coming up, like any fundraising events or any cool events coming up for spring and summer?
Yeah, so our next fundraising event we have is called Kayak for a Cause, and
Nice.
it's on Saturday, June 11th, and it's a partnered event with our guide company in Hoboken, Resilience Paddle Sports. And we offer a day of paddling out on the Hudson River. Whether you want to take out a kayak for a day, a paddle board, we'll have some of our youth there, some of our staff. And it's just a fun day of getting outside and really getting to experience the impact of our mission.
Awesome. Now, is there any other events that you have planned for like donating and raising awareness and money?
Yeah, we have our annual gala will be in the fall. We're still working to set a date on that, so I can get back to you on that. Definitely stay tuned for anyone who's also out there stalking our website. And we just had on March 26th, we had Climb for a Cause, where we partnered with the Gravity Vault in Hoboken.
Oh, nice.
And we had a bunch of our teens trained in how to belay.
Mm.
And the kids were belaying our donors and supporters for the day. And for them, it was just such an amazing experience that they were taught this skill and they got to practice that in our climbing day on March 26th. So yeah, I definitely want to invite you to come out to that next time we have that.
Yeah, let me know. I'll see if I can make it. I'm always a fan. You know, I've gone down to Jersey several times for search and rescue events. Ramapo and all that area, like Mawa and stuff, is very beautiful outside of the city.
Yeah,
I gotta admit, we were. God, I'm trying to think. We were right on the edge of the New York, New Jersey border. I forgot what the place was called, but it was where I think it was the Mormons have their, like, was it the Mormons or somebody else? Oh, the Jehovah's Witnesses have their center. I forgot what that area was called, but we did stuff up there, and I'm like,
oh, by Sterling Forest.
Yes, Sterling Forest.
Way beyond.
Yeah, we did a drill there, and we had to test our stuff, and I'm just like, we had to do a night search, and we're coming down these hills that are like not massive, but God, they got some elevation gain to them. And we're just like, holy crap. And I'm walking at night and I like turn my head to look at something, and there's this vast, massive rock wall sitting there. And I'm just like, are we in New Jersey or is this like up north? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm looking at it and one of the guys is like, what are you looking at? I'm like, this freaking like 80, 90 foot rock wall right here in New Jersey. I'm like, I didn't know you guys had this stuff. And he just like shakes his head and keeps walking. So I'm a big fan. So I'll have to come down for like a day or two. And when that's happening, definitely check it out and check more of New Jersey out. Yeah.
Jersey ain't bad. I know we get a bad rap, but there's a lot here. And it's unique in its beauty.
Yep. And it's surprising. So besides those two events, is there any other way we can donate, like either money or time?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're always looking for monetary donations to support our programs. We do offer scholarships for our participants so that we make registration costs affordable for all income levels. And we're always looking for volunteers of passionate outdoors people who are looking to share their super nerdy nature knowledge with our youth. So if anyone is interested in getting out on a hike with us, we're always looking for volunteers. And if you're interested in volunteering, you can reach out to me. Email is heather@teamwilderness.org. And if you're interested in making a monetary donation instead of your time, you can donate to us at our website, which is teamwilderness.org. Or if you just want to stalk us there too. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, not TikTok, because I'm too old for that.
Yes, correct. A lot of people have told me like you should get TikTok, you can get your word out. I'm just like, no, 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 no. I'm just like, why don't we just bring MySpace back? Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I'm team MindSpace.
Damn straight. Damn straight. I think like a couple weeks ago I tried to log on to that again, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna see what crazy stuff I had like 15 years ago on here and what I should take down because I'm like, oh, I've grown up.
Oh my God. MySpace still exists as a website?
I think it does. I'm pretty sure I went on there and checked it out and see I'm like, I don't remember my password. I'm like, I don't even remember my name. But yeah, well, excellent. Well, Heather, thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's so great to have spent this time chatting with you. I hope, anyone listening, we'd love to connect with you. You can find us, on all those fun things we mentioned, and we hope to see you on the trail sometime.
Yes, I'd like to organize something so I can go down there and go on a hike with you guys down in New Jersey. That'd be fun.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
All right. Well, thank you. I'd like to thank those monthly donors. Thank you very much for all you guys do. You guys are really warming up my heart. Thank everyone who has donated so far. I thank you guys. Appreciate it for the coffees. Maybe I'll switch that over to beers, but I don't drink beer, so that might be something else if I can get it on there. I'd like to thank everyone who was listening. I really appreciate it. Subscribe on any platform. You can look me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I have a website. If you have a time, shoot me a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Heather, I'm going to post all the links of your organization in my show notes. And once again, thank you for joining me tonight. And I hope you guys keep kicking ass because I can't wait to see it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, we'll be out there doing our Team Wilderness adventures, and we hope to connect with you and anybody else who's interested in supporting our mission.
Excellent. Well, once again, I said thank you 17 times, but thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.